How did a kid from South Africa who was bullied all through middle school and high school for being nerdy and short, how was he able to create a multi-billion-dollar empire for himself and revolutionize the banking industry, the automobile industry, and the space industry? This is the story of Elon Musk. Keep watching. Guys, welcome back to another video of mine. You might have noticed the quality of the content is getting better. I just got better equipment, so hopefully that shows, and hopefully you guys enjoy it more now. And obviously I'm spending money on this, so I'm gonna put a lot more work into it. So let's talk about his early childhood. Elon Musk, he was born in South Africa. His mother was of Canadian descent. His father was of South African descent. His mother was an actress and a model. His father was a engineer. He was very successful in South Africa. Growing up, Elon Musk, he had several siblings. He had another male sibling. His name was Kimball Musk. They end up doing business in the future when they get older. There's not that much information about his early life, besides the fact that when he was 10, he had a very creative mind, and his thoughts wouldn't stop coming to him. So, and sometimes when he would get into his head and he would get into all his thoughts, his parents would speak to him and he would ignore them, or he wouldn't pay attention because he was too focused on ideas and things that he had. So they thought he was hard of hearing, and they put him in. They took a test. They made him take a test to check his ears, and everything was fine. It was just that he's such a focused man. He's always on like thinking about something, even as a child. So yeah, that shows what kind of person he was, how he was born. Like he didn't really develop that creativity and like all those ideas that he was coming up with constantly. That was just him being born with a higher IQ, I guess you can say. Not everything in his life was good. Around the age of 12, his parents got divorced. But instead of making that into a problem for him, he decided to focus on computers and programming. He put his time into creating a game. And he was able to create this game called Blaster, who he later sold on for like $400. This was back in the 90s. $400 was a good amount, especially for a 12-year-old who has no money and can't even get a job legally. So very impressive. At that age is when Elon Musk started showing signs of his genius. So fast forward a little bit, Elon Musk was getting bullied like throughout middle school and throughout high school for being very short, and for being a nerd, for being bookish, for being studious. He was like thinking all these crazy ideas that not even adults have, and that just made him different from everyone, and people really picked on him a lot, and they took it to the extreme. They would bully him, physically humiliating him, degrading him. And this went all through middle school, almost all through high school, until around 15. Elon Musk started to practice karate. He started to train in wrestling, and he used those experiences in those martial arts to be able to defend himself against all those bullies. And shortly after that all stopped for him, and being happier and being able to live a more normal life. So let's fast forward a little bit more. At 17, Elon Musk, he moved to Canada, and he went to study there. He went to study physics. He was only 17. I think he graduated from high school earlier, so he managed to go to university in Canada. He didn't go to university in South Africa because they were forcing him to attend the military. There's a law over there that at a certain age, like they do this in a lot of other countries too. You have to attend the military when you get to a certain age. So he in order to like skip that, he decided to move to Canada, where he could get a citizenship. Since, remember, like I said in the beginning, his mom was of Canadian descent, so he was easily able to get a citizenship and live over there in Canada and study physics. So he did that for 2 years. Then he moved to Pennsylvania in the United States once again, and there he studied. I think he did physics again. He did 2 more years of physics. He got his bachelor's in physics. Then he did another 2 more years, and he got his economics. And he got an economics degree as well. Then he was just not knowing what to do after that, and he was a very good student in all the universities that he went to. So he thought maybe it was a good idea to get a PhD in physics in Stanford, which is, if you guys know, one of the best universities in the United States, if not the whole world. So he went there and he attended, I think, 1 or 2 semesters, and then something crazy happened. Something crazy was happening, actually. The internet was booming. Everybody was starting their websites, and everybody was doing their whatever the company was, and putting .com at the end, just because it was crazy during that time. This was during like the 2000s, around there, like late 90s, like early 2000s, around that era. People were just going crazy on the internet, and Elon Musk had an opportunity, and his brother also, Kimball Musk, they started working on this thing called Zip2. That company, Zip2, would be like a city guide for people online, and I guess like Google Maps, something like that, before Google Maps. What happened was they worked on that company for like 4 years, and after 4 years, Compaq, another bigger company, bought them off for like $300 something million plus $34 million in stock. Then right after that, instead of just enjoying their spending, they reinvested that money back into another business called X.com. Now this company, X.com, future will become PayPal. So once again, they did the same thing that they did with the Zip2. They worked on that day and night, and eventually they turned X.com into what PayPal was. And then they got another awesome offer from eBay. This time they offered them $1.5 billion in stock. We're not stopping, because what happened was that they were happy that they became billionaires, but they both wanted to better the world. They both wanted to leave a legacy, and they thought that what they did wasn't enough. So what happened was that Elon Musk, he left, and to start Tesla, Kimball Musk, he left, and he started his own companies as well. Both focus on the environment, both focus on bettering the world, not really focus on the money. Elon Musk, he did not make Tesla. He saw an opportunity there. He saw that company already existed, Tesla, and he he had a fascination for Nikola Tesla, the creator of like the electric energy and all that stuff. And he liked the company. He wanted to make electric cars, so he bought it from another person, and then he ran it, and then he turned it into what it is today by producing all the Model X, Model Y, the Tesla Cybertruck that's coming out. He grew that company exponentially. Of course, it took a lot of work, and I believe it took like 10 years for Tesla to actually start profiting, and after all the work that he put into it, like it started to make money after like 10 years. And eventually, you guys know, everybody knows Tesla by now, and probably everybody knows him by Tesla. But a lot of people think that he started by he got rich off Tesla, and that was like his only company. But he didn't, and he didn't even start Tesla. A lot of companies that Elon Musk worked for, he did not start. He would just buy it. He will buy like an idea, and he will just expand on it and grow it like crazy. He also made SpaceX. It was around like 2003, 2002, 2003. Around that time, he had Tesla. He had SpaceX. They grew exponentially. Now you guys know SpaceX. It's not really a company that he has to make money. It's more like an interest that he has, that he wants to go to Mars, and he has all these crazy ideas that he wants to explore the space. But he actually was one of the first people to own a private space company, and it went incredibly well for him. Like, for being like the first person, it's gone so well for him. Even NASA has congratulated like SpaceX on all the achievements, and frankly, SpaceX has contributed more. I mean, not more, the same if not more than NASA when it comes to space exploration and all that stuff. So you guys know this guy Elon Musk. He's a genius. He's like, from a young age to now, he still keeps like coming up with the craziest ideas and so forth. Recently, you guys know he's very controversial with like his ideas and stuff, and he ended up buying Twitter because a lot of things that people were saying on Twitter and stuff, and then they were getting canceled for it. So he bought Twitter now, and now he wants to make it into a more free speech space, and that's like canceling, and just he wants to get rid of the cancel culture that we have now and all that stuff. So yeah, guys, that's Elon Musk. For now, he's been pretty revolutionary with the electric car. A lot of people are driving electric cars. Nobody thought that they would be driving electric cars like 10-20 years ago, and look, now I believe Tesla is like the most sold car manufacturer in the world right now, and it's just crazy. And then who knows, we might get to Mars because of him, and then in that case, he's gonna be even more revolutionary. And this guy has billions of dollars. He has to be like top 10 richest people. I think at some point he was the richest person. He wants to expand humanity and continue, and that's why he wants to go to Mars and all that stuff. So that might be the future. He might continue to revolutionize the world in that way, or at least he will leave a legacy, and people will follow along and eventually get to where he wanted to be. Regardless of what he manages to do, it's fair to say that he has achieved so much for this world, and there's a lot to respect from him, and there's a lot to learn from him. So yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. It did take me a while to record it. I had recorded this video before already, and I had to delete it because I had problems with the audio and all that stuff. So here is me going again over the same thing. I did do quite a bit of research to get all this data. So if you guys appreciate all my hard work and you wanna support me, please let me know down in the comments. If you watch all the way to the end, let me know also down in the comments. I really appreciate that. Not a lot of people watch my videos all the way to the end. Not a lot of people watch my videos, period. So if you did watch it, even if you didn't watch it all the way to the end, I still appreciate it. Even if you skipped all the way to this part, I still appreciate it.